Hi, and welcome to Origin of Concepts. In this episode, I'll show you the origin and inspiration source for the Bible writers to create the Jewish Menorah. So let's go. The Jewish Menorah is a sacred seven-branched candelabrum described in the Old Testament in the Exodus. The Bible contains a detailed instruction to hammer out the menorah in one piece of gold and burn pure olive oil to illuminate the holy tabernacle, and a lot in between, but I'll get to that later. The Bible writers found the inspiration source for all the lovely details in the Milky Way Center, of course, like the rest of the Jewish concepts and the biblical concepts. So let's take a look at the Milky Way here. First of all, the menorah must be made of pure gold. And gold is like it's a metaphor or allegory of the golden light here in the Milky Way Center, the red part of the Milky Way Center. So that's the gold. That's where all the gold comes from. And then the menorah must be hammered or made of beaten work, hammered out. And of course, because the great hammer in the Milky Way is like I'll try to outline it here. Just outline the shadows here, and this is the shaft of the hammer here. So of course it must be hammered out. This is almost the same as Thor's hammer in the Norse mythology. But now it's the menorah. So here we got the hammer. And let's see what else we got here. The menorah must have 6 branches, 3 on each side of the candlestick, or the middle part of the candelabrum. And it's put together by 2 aspects of the Milky Way. But let me start with the fundamental inspiration source for the layout. And let me make it in the golden color here. First of all, the stripe shadow here, gave the inspiration to the form. And here we got the stripes in the crescent, the stripe shadow. And then they of course put the middle here, and then they just counted the 7 stripes here and connected it like this. So here you got the main concept. But the 6 branches is the stripes in the stripe shadow. And then we got the shaft, the main shaft is basically the entire stripe shadow here with the light on top. So that's the candlestick. And then we got like 6 of them here. So they took the main idea, and mixed it together. It's all metaphors and... Okay, and then the shaft, branches, the balls, the knobs and the flowers shall be of the same. And of course, because it can all be found here in the Milky Way Center. And let me try to outline some of it. First of all, this is the main shaft. I could do like this. So here you got the menorah, the other way. And then we got the balls, which are the area surrounding the disk light, because the entire Milky Way here is like a big ball. Yeah. And then we got the knobs of I can't remember the tree, the almond, the knobs of the almond flowers, of course. And the knobs is the secret circle here, which is taken from ancient Egypt. In Egypt they call it the secret circle. This is the circle in the Milky Way, and this is also the knob. And then the leaves here will come out here. Okay, and then we got the almond flower itself, which is an allegory of the disk and the white area above. So this is basically the center of the almond flower here. It does something like this in center. And then we got the white leaves here. So this is, and I could finish it here. So this is the almond flower in the Milky Way center. And it's also the lotus flower in ancient Egypt and a lot of other flowers. So here you got the almond. All right, the lamps, or the lamp may, or the lamps, all the lamps, all 7 of them, must give light over against it. And this is a little cryptic, because the light is, of course, the disk light here. Over against it. So, it must light forth in front of you. And that's exactly what the menorah does here. Okay, and when the menorah is built, it got the snuff dishes and the snuffers must be of pure gold. And it's the same gold here in the Milky Way center, the divine spirit light. It's all about obtaining the spirit, and in this case, you can do it through the divine menorah. And let me outline the snuff dish, because the dish again is the golden circle here. This is always the dish or the disc. And then we got when you have to turn off the light, in old times you have like and put out the flames with the snuffer. And the snuffer is visualized by the dark shadows here in the Milky Way center. So here you got the snuffer, and you put it over the flame here of the burning oil. And well, maybe it also got like a, so psst. So this is the snuffer. And of course it's made of pure gold. And what else do we got here? The candelabrum. I have a little difficult to use that Bible word. The candelabrum must be made after the pattern in the mouth or on the mount. Because when, I guess it was Moses went on the mount, and then he's shown some pictures there of how to, assemble and create the menorah. And of course, because the mount, is the Milky Way center here. And the patterns, yeah, you guess it, are here. The stripes and the stripe shadow, the crescent, the divine crescent here, and with the light here. So here you got the story why the candelabra must be made after the patterns uh, he got on the mountain. And you may only use pure olive oil as fuel, the purest olive oil. So let's find the olive oil. I'll make it green this time. The olive oil is the greenish stain here above the disc. And the oil comes from the olive trees, which is the stripes here in the stripe shadow. And for you who has not seen my former videos or are new beginners, this area here, when you look up in the sky, this is the olive colored or bronze green colors, the mound of olives, because the disc light is casting, the light down through the stripes here in the stripe shadow, and it makes the olive green color. And if we separate the Milky Way in colors, then we got the olive colors here and the bronze color, and then we got some the purple part of the Milky Ways here, and then we got the emerald green is like here. So here, is the colors in the myths and in the symbolism. So now you know where to find the olive trees and the sacred or pure olive oil. And the last thing is very important, because the menorah is placed in the tabernacle, in the divine tent out there in the desert or whatever. And let me outline the tabernacle for you, because the tent or tabernacle is like the Milky Way center here. And here you got the opening. And as always, when I speak about the tabernacle, I make the strings here and the plugs for the tent, just to illustrate. And inside the tabernacle, or in the whatever, you could see it like from outside and in, or inside out. It doesn't really matter. But here you got the menorah lighting up the tabernacle. Okay, now you're a little wiser on the origin and the inspiration source for the Jewish menorah. And that's basically all I got for now. And thank you so much for spending a couple of minutes here. And until my next video, take care. See ya, and turn on the light.